one of my favorite cuts. It is the most tender, flavorful cut. You could cut it with a butter knife. And when you get it from Ray Rastelli, who has brought to us the Rastelli Reserve Black Angus Filet Mignon offer with butter, a Customer Choice Award winner, one of the most recommended brands at the Q, and now for $134.98, which works out to be, with free shipping and handling, about $11 per serving, you get the most tender, hand-trimmed, aged Black Angus Filet Mignon. Now, here's the deal. We have 2 ship weeks available. The original immediate availability ship date has already sold out. So what we have to offer is the November 2nd or December 7th, if you want to use these for your holiday tables. We're also offering, for the very first time, a new butter. So when you place your order, you decide on the ship date, and then you can choose either the garlic butter or the new chimichurri butter, which is not a spicy butter, and I'm going to let Ray talk to us about that. We also offer auto delivery, so if you want to lock into this with a shipment every 4 months for 1 full year, you can do so with this Customer Choice Award-winning steak offering. This is the first day we're presenting it with the 4 easy pays. That goes away at the end of the day. Ray Rastelli is standing by. He is our favorite butcher, and I actually have lots of Rastelli auto deliveries that come to my house. And if I get to my freezer, Ray, and I don't see steaks and burgers, then I'm like, what? So it's good to see you.
It's great to see you, Jane. And you know, I brought you something really special today. Not just the filet mignon, but it's the Black Angus filet mignon. And that's really important, understanding, you know, who your butcher is. And of course, you all know who your butcher is, but if you know where the meat comes from, it's really important. So this is coming from small family farms in the Midwest that have been raising cattle for us for over 40 years, Black Angus cattle. So the very finest. And when you think about a filet mignon, you think about the very, very best. But I want to show you what we do, because this is our reserve collection. And I see what you're cutting there. It's just, you could cut it with a fork. It's so tender. But this is a filet mignon, Jane. This is the entire tenderloin of beef. But what I want you to notice, there's no fat on this at all. We've taken every ounce of fat off of this. And then we age it for 45 days. So when you think about the aging process, the natural aging for 45 days is what you get in the premier steakhouses. So these are all center cut. They have been completely hand trimmed. Black Angus beef from small family farmers that I've worked with forever. So I can guarantee you these are going to be incredibly tender, tasty. And today we brought you something really special, because we brought you some butters. So if you don't mind, I want to talk to you about the butters.
Oh, I'd love to.
You know, so I grilled a few of these fillets here, and I've got them on my cast iron skillet because I'm inside. And I forced one side for about 5 minutes or so. But once I finish them, all I'd like to do is take the butter and put it right on top. Now, this is the chimichurri. And the chimichurri is really a wonderful butter. It's not a hot butter. Some people don't understand chimichurri, but what it is, it's parsley, it's cilantro, garlic, some onion, thyme, and some herbs. And it just adds so much incredible flavor to the filet, because remember, the filet is incredibly tender. It's incredibly porous, which means all that butter will melt right into it. So it has very quickly become a family favorite, our chimichurri. And then, of course, our good old garlic, and not just garlic, but roasted garlic. So we make sure that that garlic's been roasted for a good 20, 30 minutes before we actually use it in our compound butter. And what I want you to really notice in the butters is what you see is real herbs. This is, you know, not dried spices. These are beautiful herbs that make up these butters, and wonderful on a steak. But Jane, I like this actually on my asparagus. I love it on bread. There's so many different things you can do with it, and look how beautiful it just spreads on those fillets.
Oh my gosh. And then of course you can just baste it. I don't have a spoon, but I would tip this and just baste that butter on top as that steak is cooking. Oh my goodness, the flavors here. I wish you had smell-o-vision at home. It smells so good. And then, of course, to bite into this steak, let's talk a little bit about the fact that, you know, this is like white linen tablecloth type of steak. And most of us are not able to go to the fine dining establishments, but Ray, once they try one of your tenderloins, they're not going to need to go back. We can actually have this at home. This can be in your freezer and ready for you whenever you and your family are looking for something delicious.
It's so true, Jane. And when you think about going out to a great steakhouse and what you would pay for a filet mignon dinner, it is just an incredible value. But what's really nice about it is when you bring it home and you prepare this for your family, they're going to think they are in that great steakhouse.
That's right.
Because it's so easy. They've been completely trim, aged. And Jane, I wanted to show you the package because the packaging is really important. This packaging is, everyone is individually vacuum packaged, and there's a reason for that. Number one, we want to lock in that freshness inside that package. We then blast freeze this, and then we put that right into a box that's going to come directly to you. Now, when you get this, go right into your freezer. If you choose to cook it the next day or so, pull it out of your freezer, leave it in your refrigerator, and it'll begin to slack out in the package. If you kind of get in a hurry and you forgot about it, run this package under cold water for about 5 minutes or so, and it'll get soft enough. But then my tip to you all the time in cooking a great steak, whether it's in a skillet or on a grill, get your steak to room temperature. Take it out of the package, put it in a dish, get it to room temperature, and then let your apply your seasoning to it, whether it's our great steak seasoning or one of some of your seasonings. Let it rest for about 30 minutes, get to room temperature, and then actually cook it, whether it's a grill or skillet. And just that's what you'll get, that beautiful filet that you're showing right now, Jane.
Oh my goodness, so good. So here's the update. This one again available in 2 ship days, November 2nd. And that one is the one we have fewer than, how many did you say? Fewer than 300 in the garlic choice. And then the other ship date is December 7th. And that is available. But again, garlic or chimichurri are the 2 butter choices that you will get with your offer. 4 easy pays of $33.74. This is one of the most premier steak brands that we have here at the Q. And actually, Customer Choice Award winner and nominee again this year for the most recommended steak that or brand that we have here at QVC. And honestly, the flavors that you get, the tenderness of the meat, knowing who our butcher is makes a huge difference. And of course, Rick's got his fork in hand, Ray, ready to dive in.
Hey, Ray, how you doing, my friend?
Good, Rick. Good to see you, buddy.
Look at that. Look at that. You know, a couple things I'll add to this, to what you guys were saying. Number one, when we get Rastelli, is the consistency. Anytime you ever go into, even though your local butcher shop, yeah, it was good tonight. No, it wasn't good tonight. There's always a crapshoot when it comes to getting steaks. Look at that. I know it's going to be perfect every single time I get a Rastelli steak, Ray. The other thing is that I love the size of this. Like for my wife, she does not want a half pound of beef right for dinner. This is the perfect serving, the perfect size for her. For a lot of our retired friends who are watching QVC right now, you don't want to go to a steakhouse and it's $50, $60, you get a pound. What are you going to do? You're not going to eat that. The perfect size, the perfect steak every time.
It really is. And when you talk about consistency, Rick, one of the things about making a product consistent is making sure you understand where that product comes from. Knowing these small family farmers for over 40 plus years, they've not only become great partners of mine, they've become friends of mine. They know what I expect. I expect nothing but the very, very best in our Black Angus cattle. And that's why these steaks are served all over the world and right to QVC. And I might add that we know around the holidays, we got some really tough people to shop for. Think about a gift, because as a gift, this becomes something that they will always remember who they got that gift from.
Well, just remember this, if you give it as a gift, you've set the bar really high. So just so you know, once you do that, you're going to probably have to continue to do it. Honestly, some of my favorite products come from this gentleman. I love knowing who my butcher is, where my meat's coming from, and also the fact that I get that at such a great deal. This, again, is your choice of November 2nd or December 7th for the 12 count of the 4-ounce Black Angus fillets with the butter. And we appreciate you bringing in the new flavor with the butter profile as well. Ray, thank you so much. Good to see you. All right, and still